posted a video yesterday on YouTube on the Mom on a Budget titled Important Message to the Body of Yahushua. I explained that these are the descendants of Japhet, and I focus mostly on Gomer, Magog, and China. Get Ashkenazi as in Ashkenazi Jews from Gomer. The Rothschilds are an Ashkenazi Jewish banking family from Germany. Rothschild, Esau was red, red child, Rothschild. They're the ones behind the District of Columbia for the goddess that runs the world. That's your Vatican City, the City of London, and Washington, D.C. As you can see here on the map, they take over the London finances, and they also are the bankers to the Pope. So they basically run everything. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, the Collins and the Orsini's. There's a white pope, black pope, and a gray pope. As you can see in the very top, the gray pope, Orsini, City of London, dragon worship, Battle of Waterloo, Rothschilds take over. All you have to do is follow the money trail. A picture speaks 1,000 words. You see all the money besides him, on either side of him. You see the angel behind him. This is your Khazars, identity thieves, eaters of blood, not to be confused with Revelations 3:9, because 3:9s are the Church of Philadelphia, those are your boulets. This one is the reading of Revelations 2:9. There's a difference. Okay, and as you can see there, you look very closely, it tells you Gog and Magog, the 13th tribe. The 10 horns, the 10 kings will be joining the beast. Well, that's your BRICS nations. Those will be joining Francis, the BRICS nations. There you go. Those are Japhet and Hamites. The only ones that are missing here are Shem. Because these nations right here, you have the Hamites and you have Japhet. That's what I keep on telling people. We did not come from Africa, so stop saying they were from Africa. Africa was given to the descendants of Ham. This is Eurasia, a blanket term for Europe and Asia, for the descendants of Japhet. This is better known as Grand Trattoria at one time. And like I said, what you're seeing right now is the rise of Grand Trattoria. Grand Trattoria also ran on AI technology. So you see the top, Russian Federation, Putin. The New World Order worships Satan. And I already explained the Utah data center. That is the Skynet that's in Utah. That is for the goddess of the Skynet, that's going away to be replaced with the one from China. That they also have the Skynet. And it may seem to the world that they're feuding with each other, but they're just two masters. You either serve one or the other. And these are all part of the brotherhood. They're all brothers, descendants of Japhet or Ham. And they're against the children of the Most High, that they're descendants of Shem. So the skulls that I'm about to show you were found in the Caucasus Mountains of Russia and Eurasia. The scripture that tells us they would give us an image to worship, and that is the Rothschild's cross. That is the image of the white Jesus hanging on a cross. Jehoshua was nailed to a tree, and from the tree he hung. It's in the scriptures. As for the eagle, Adonai will bring a nation against you from far away, from the ends of the earth, like an eagle swooping down, a nation whose language you will not understand. It happened before, now it's going to happen for the second time. I will play you a portion of this video that I found on 2022. If you can still find it, I highly recommend it that you watch it. Reading of the final declaration and conclusion of the Congress. This was with Francis and all the world leaders and religious leaders signing this declaration. And this took place in Constantine, Russia. And I explained that these children of Japhet have Islamic traditions. They're behind these Abrahamic religions. They created Christianity and Islam. And the reason they did that, because at the final time, at the end times that we're living right now, they will turn on each other and destroy each other. That's why they created them. This is a Nazi New World Order. Moreover, no man knows when his hour will come, as fish are caught in a cruel net, or birds are taken in a snare. So NASA happens to be a basket used to catch fish, and it also means to beguile and to deceive. I want you to remember that this meeting took place in Constantine, okay?
For what I'm about to present in this video. I really don't think you're ready for what I'm about to present in this video. And it all starts in the most unlikely of places. A place they want us to think is nothing but a third world wasteland. But in reality, it's a place fit for a king. Well, maybe not a king, but definitely an angel. 200, as a matter of fact. 200 fallen angels. They create propaganda like Borat to keep us from knowing who actually lives here and what this place actually is. I figured it out. I figured out that the top of their pyramid just happens to have a secret meeting chamber with exactly 200 perfectly aligned seats. 200 perfectly aligned seats that just perfectly matches the amount of fallen angels talked about in the Book of Enoch. 200 that just almost perfectly matches the amount of impact craters that, I don't know, could have been caused from heavenly bodies crashing down to Earth. Heavenly bodies whose leader just happens to also be called Lucifer, or the Light Bearer. The Light Bearer whose torch is often celebrated across all of the large cities of the world, and whose torch who is oddly placed next to a giant Easter egg. An Easter egg that might actually reveal why eggs are associated with Ishtar, because Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. And maybe this city is also hiding the free energy that they're using, because I have seen these exact buildings associated with the old dirigibles that used to charge from them. But we haven't even talked about the most interesting thing that I found in this city called Istana, which just happens to be an anagram for the word Satan, and it's just down the road from this pyramid. Or should I say, right down the river from this pyramid. And I'm going to take this time and say, all of this is pure speculation. Obviously, there could be other stories here, but too many of them line up to me. Way too many of them. Especially when you see what I found here. And it's what I started this video with. You look at this, and you tell me that doesn't look like some sort of portal. A portal that they might just be using to try to summon some real evil to this place we live. Or maybe even just a prop to propagate their fake summoning of the return of Jesus as a hologram. All I know is there's one thing I definitely know in all of this, is that this movie was created with intention to tell a vision of what this place actually is. Because I would put my money on it that 99% of you have never heard of the city in Kazakhstan called Astana. But you guys know I'm just kidding about all this. I don't really think 200 fallen angels are the actual controllers of this place we live. That's just silly. And I definitely don't think they build an egg in a light-bearing torch to worship anybody. Totally not. You guys know I just love to entertain you and create these fairy tales and stories of evil versus good that they don't really exist. I don't really believe in Satan and Lucifer and all the fallen angels.
Realizing the urgent necessity for spiritual and political leaders to work together in addressing the challenges of our world, welcoming all international, regional, national and local initiatives, especially the efforts of religious leaders to promote interreligious, intercultural and intercivilizational dialogue, expressing the intention to intensify cooperation between religious communities, international, national and public institutions and non-governmental organizations in the post-pandemic period, reaffirming the work of the Congress of the Leaders of World and Traditional Religions as an international, interreligious dialogue platform for representatives of many religions, confessions and creeds, and pointing out the opportunity of the Congress of the Leaders of World and Traditional Religions for taking further specific steps to expand interfaith, interreligious and intercivilizational dialogue. We note that pluralism and differences in religion, skin color, gender, race and language are expressions of the wisdom of God's will in creation. Thus, any incidence of coercion to a particular religion and religious doctrine is unacceptable. 12. We stand in solidarity with the efforts of the United Nations and all other international, governmental and regional institutions and organizations to promote dialogue among civilizations and religions, states and nations. Number 13. We recognize the importance and value of the document on human fraternity for world peace and living together between the Holy See and Al-Azhar al-Sharif, adopted by the UN General Assembly in Resolution A, Res 75-200 of December 21st, 2020, and the Makkah Declaration, adopted in Mecca in May 2019, which calls for peace, dialogue, mutual understanding, and mutual respect among believers for the common good. We welcome the progress made by the global community in the fields of science, technology, medicine, industry, and other areas, yet note the importance of their harmonization with spiritual, social, and human values.